So the brand new content update for Borderlands 3 is going to drop very soon. Revenge of the Cartels is going to basically arrive this Thursday, April 23rd, and it's going to last quite a bit of time, bringing in a bunch of very awesome features that you're definitely going to love. So we're gonna go in and jump in it with everything you need to know about the new seasonal event, the new things that are gonna be added with it, and pretty much everything else in between. So let's jump right in it, and as always, a thumbs up on this video would be super awesome. Now, for those who didn't pay attention to the latest news, Revenge of the Cartels is going to drop this Thursday, April 23rd, and is going to last up until June 4th. It's basically a new seasonal event, pretty much like the Halloween event that we had last year or the Lover's Day that we had this year. I'm bringing in a bunch of very interesting features, including a brand new area we can go ahead and explore, fresh new enemy types we can go and fight against, limited time challenges of course that are gonna bring some really nice rewards, some of which you can see in these screenshots that look pretty amazing, and of course tons of brand new gear to collect, including new legendary items and new anointments. So I'm really curious to see how these look because, well, Borderlands 3 has been on a roll for quite a number of weeks at this point. Nonetheless, the brand new map is gonna bring us to this Villa Ultraviolet that you can see in this screenshot, and we're likely going to have to go to Maurice on Sanctuary 3, complete a bunch of objectives, and then he's probably gonna bring us over here to pretty much take part in the brand new event. But during this event, neon glowing cartel operative enemies can be found lurking around the galaxy, including areas from campaign add-ons, pretty much like how it was in the previous seasonal events where we had all of these events affecting the regular zones as well. So when you kill an operative, a dead man switch signal is sent to their cohorts, and apparently this is going to cause cartel thugs to warp in to avenge their slain comrades. So this pretty much means we're gonna have a much easier time going in, farming enemies, and hopefully getting more loot, which is definitely super awesome. So instead of getting the hearts or the ghosts like how it was in the previous events, we will now get these thugs, and they may be accompanied by other badass enemies, cartel underbosses so to speak, that can belong to one of the three factions or gangs in the new, of course, content, but more on this apparently is going to happen later. So nonetheless, eliminating these reinforcements will net us hideout coordinates, and once we've collected enough of these, we can go back on Sanctuary 3 to Maurice, who will likely open up a portal that leads directly to this Villa Ultraviolet. And it's here where we will likely take on the new boss called Joey Ultraviolet, so hopefully he's gonna drop some sweet loot. We definitely had some really powerful ones in the previous update, but I really want to see what we have in store in the new update. And I will admit, the new theme kinda looks really awesome. I'm really liking these new enemy types, and they do seem quite threatening, but also they do seem kinda cool with those violet holograms going on the shoulders and the head as well. Anyway, once you reach the new map, the Villa Ultraviolet, you'll have to fight your way through hordes of enemies, in this case Iridium cartel members belonging to one of the three distinct gangs. These are of course the tech-obsessed cyborgs of the Cryptosec, the meat-charring debt collectors of the Burnt Ends, and of course the Iridium dust runners known as the Perpetrators. So I'm actually glad that there's quite a nice variation of enemies that we're gonna have to take on and not have pretty much the same exact models over and over again. And nonetheless, each gang has their own underbosses, and you'll need to take them down in addition to Joey Ultraviolet himself, who's likely the end boss, and each gang has its own legendary loot pool. So multiple visits to the villa are highly encouraged to get as much of those items as possible from all of the loot pools. Every time you clear out the villa, one of the other gangs will rise to fill the power vacuum, so you won't take on the same gang twice in a row. Maybe you're lucky enough to find gear with new anointments that trigger bonuses when you first activate your action skill, or new legendary weapons with the OPQ system assault rifle that can shoot an auto-firing copy of itself, targeting whatever you're looking at. And we have an image over here of probably that assault rifle, which definitely looks really interesting. I kinda wanna go in and test all of this out, but I'm not going to lie, all of these mechanics do sound very interesting, and it seems that Gearbox is trying to bring a little bit more variation to the way we play the game. Anyway, let's also go over some of the seasonal rewards that you can expect from the Revenge of the Cartels free content update, and this is going to include a new set of limited time challenges that you can only complete during this event, including of course theme cosmetic rewards as we were used to in the previous ones. There are 18 challenges in total that are only available while Revenge of the Cartels is live, and you can track your progress via the event tab in your Echo device menu like you always could. And Gearbox was also kind enough to give us the challenge track to see exactly what you're going to win. So at 3 challenges completed, you're going to get a Vector Graphics Echo device skin. At 6, you're going to get a Retro Outrunner weapon trinket. 10 challenges is going to give you Framed Firewall room decoration. 14 challenges, Hotline Pandora, which is a Vault Hunter head. And finally, the Death by Filigree's Vault Hunter skin when completing all 18 of the challenges. So yeah, expect this update to go live on April 23rd. It's going to last for 6 weeks up until June 4th, and there's going to be quite a bit of content in there for you to complete. Nonetheless, on a final note, let's also go over Mayhem 2 that just got a brand new post over here by Gearbox, and of course it contains a lot of information about what to expect from Mayhem 2.0, because it seems that there's going to be quite a number of changes compared to what we were used to. So apparently there's going to be a total of 25 new modifiers that can be applied to your game, each rated from easy to medium, hard, and finally very hard. So easy modifiers are largely helpful according to Gearbox right here, and include things like Big Kick Energy that increases your weapon damage but also increases the recoil and spread of your shots. And there's also another one called Galaxy Brain, which dramatically increases the size of enemies' heads so that you can land crit shots easily on their heads. But once we venture into medium modifiers and above, things will become progressively more challenging. So for example, one of the medium modifiers is called Floor is Lava, and this is going to create lava pools beneath your feet, which pretty much encourages you to move constantly and not stay in the same spot, because otherwise that's going to deal a ton of damage to you. Likewise, when reaching the hard modifiers, this is going to spawn much more challenging, well, modifiers, including something called the Drone Ranger that spawns a healing drone that accompanies and assists enemies in battle, most likely healing them in the process, and they might also deal some damage to us players. It remains to be seen, but I'm really curious if these can be taken down with normal bullets, like how it is with the shield drones that are provided by some of the enemies in the game. So it seems that Gearbox wants us to discover all of these, and they haven't included a full list of all of these, but we do have a nice little breakdown over here that we can get to see. So for example, level 1 of Mayhem is only going to provide 1 easy modifier, Mayhem 2 is going to provide 1 easy and 1 medium modifier, and then Mayhem 3 level is going to provide an easy, a medium, and another medium modifier, in a total of 3 of them. Then Mayhem 4 is going to provide an easy and a hard, and so on and so forth up until Mayhem level 10, the maximum one, which is going to provide 1 easy modifier, 1 medium one, a hard modifier, and finally a very hard modifier. So there's gonna be a mix of challenges and things that might help us in battle as well. Anyway, as we progress through the Mayhem levels and reach the higher ones, this is also going to improve the quality of the loot, but also how hard the enemies are going to be. So for example, a Katzman submachine gun that drops in Mayhem level 2 will be more powerful than the one that drops in Mayhem 1, and I can only imagine how strong it will be on Mayhem 10, but this is going to go alongside with the enemy's HP, shields, and armor stats that are also likely to increase during those levels as well, making things even more difficult. And there's also 8 new legendary weapons that you can only get from certain bosses only when playing at Mayhem level 6 or higher. The Sandhawk, for example, is a legendary automatic sniper rifle that fires a line of 9 bullets that move to mimic the way that a hawk flaps its wings, and this is just one of the 8 weapons that are gonna get added in there. So this is likely the reason why we saw so many of these buffs lately, why so many of these guns were buffed to extreme ends, and why we're gonna get more levels once we reach over here. So it definitely looks really interesting. It's gonna bring a lot of replayability to the game, a lot of reasons to maybe go in back and play again, maybe upgrade upgrade your gear, upgrade your character, and get everything else to be at the maximum level, though I can see why a few of the players out there might find this tiresome at certain points once you do this like a couple of times. Anyway, this has been pretty much it with everything with the updates. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up on it would be super appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.